Shelley Winter Show, live, local, topical, and relevant. Bill Crane's in the studio with me. Bill Crane, WSB TV political analyst, and Shelley Winter Show political analyst. I don't know what he does for the other shows, but he's.
What they ask me to do, generally speaking.
But let me ask you this: what happens next? Reporting has his Lindsey Graham's sister
being appointed, or the announcement has come from Governor McMaster, and then Wednesday supposedly she'll be sworn in. Governor Graham's sister has been a longtime political advisor.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Does she?
She's not just his blood relative.
Right.
She's basically been his kitchen cabinet chief advisor. She's handled his direct mail. A lot of people consider her to be the lead consultant anytime he has a campaign. So she's been very much a part of his political operation since he was in Congress.
Because I saw an article that said she has no political history, but you're saying that's not true.
Not in elected office,
right.
But she's been a key advisor to him and his political life since he was first elected.
Similar to Marcy Scott with her dad, David Scott.
Correct.
Marcy Scott was very much tied to his campaign
and traveled with him.
And traveled with him and everything else. So it's okay. I don't mind this pick.
Well, even if she was just his sister or spouse, as
riding out
this happens, in the South, that's not all that unusual for an interim appointment. And typically, that interim appointee will also say, "I'm not going to seek the office."
Now, have we heard anything from her?
No, we haven't. But she could run for the office. There's nothing that prohibits her from running for the office. But typically, those are situations where, like Marcy Scott saying, "I want to finish the work and the promises made by my father."
Right.
In this term that I can accomplish, and then she goes back to her life.
Right. So this special election is held August 11th. Do you know? Are we hearing? I'm hearing Nancy Mace may jump into it. You had mentioned Nikki Haley. You think she may jump in it?
I think she misses being in elective office. Now, whether she'll run, I think she would have to feel like it's hers to win, and that the party in the state would coalesce behind her. The president would not probably support that. So she might have enough headwind that she won't. But some of the other giants and people that we could think of, some prior governors, for a variety of reasons, wouldn't run. And other members of the congressional delegation.
They're saying that the Republicans don't want they don't
want to lose a House member.
Right.
So the field starts to become mayors, county commissioners, or prominent business people.
Right. And that's a short turnaround.
Yeah, and the fact that the runway is 90 days.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Mitch McConnell. They released a picture. I posted the picture of Elaine Chao, his wife, back in the country. I guess if you believe the picture. But I posted the picture, and I said, call me skeptical. I'm skeptical. I'm not saying
I would have preferred a video with him speaking in a tone that tells you he's cogent. With his wife, Elaine Chao, beside him. It was not a reassuring picture. It did look like obviously he was alive if it was taken in real time, and it's of contemporary days. You could see weight loss. I could see I know him. I could see looked like consciousness in his eyes.
Right.
I met him in 1985. He is an older fraternity brother of mine from another chapter, but we've gotten to know each other over the years. Met him at one of our national conventions. He came to several of his chapter for their events, and then have had
You guys
dinner.
step? No, I'm just kidding.
No, we don't step. We do share bourbon occasionally, but I've known he and his wife Elaine since they were dating. She served in 2 Bush administrations. The first as Peace Corps director, later George W. Bush as transportation director. They're a perennial Washington power couple, but he has seriously, clearly, since the first fall, not the more recent one, been missing a step.
Right.
And I didn't know until this most recent admission that he's like my mother, a polio survivor. So some of his balance issues and trouble with his
But that comes up as you get older.
Correct.
Right.
It comes back.
Comes back.
And that causes you to have imbalance. It causes you to have rigidity. It causes you to really take falls hard. When Mom fell and broke her hip, and it was the beginning of a downward spiral for her. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm sitting in this chair a week from now and we're having this kind of discussion about him the way we are about Lindsey Graham. So with him still benched, taking it literally and taking it as they're saying it, he's in rehab.
Right.
So if that's the case, he's not on the Hill. Lindsey's gone. His sister will be sworn in on Wednesday. Unlikely John Thune lets her chair the committees or have the senior roles that Senator Graham did. Senator Graham chairs the Judiciary Committee, which this week takes up the interim appointment of Todd Blanche to become U.S. Attorney General.
Right.
there will now only be a one-vote majority of the GOP on that committee, and two of the Republican senators on that committee are Texas Senator John Cornyn and North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis, who've already been critical of Blanche and are not huge fans right now for obvious reasons of the president.
Absolutely. And not only that, let's also add in the fact that Todd Blanche has been doing some things that are, one, not very Republican, not very conservative, but also completely protecting the president and his entire family against even being audited by the IRS. That's what you did. So
that's like the royal class in England. I would, if nothing else, if I was on that committee, I would read the job description of the U.S. Attorney General, which is not the personal attorney
of the
president of the United States.
I don't think he gets confirmed. I think what I'm interested in seeing this week is, going into the midterms, will the Republicans start to say, hey, look, we're not doing this anymore. We've got races to win in November. And the only way for us to win these races is to show some kind of independence from the executive branch, of this country.
I think where you will first see that is pieces of legislation that I happen to think are garbage anyway, like the SAVE Act.
Right. We all, yeah.
Which would,
why do you think it's garbage? Because I know why I do, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
It would significantly alter the federal government's role in all elections.
That's it. That's what I say.
Then you go below that, it would almost do away with absentee voting.
Right.
It would, in many ways, it's about intent of how an election's outcome, not about making the process better.
And my thing is that so many people tell me that they're constitutionalists who want this passed, and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. The Constitution specifically gives, and very loudly, the states the right to run their own elections. So why are we getting involved at the federal level?
Even if you buy into this is about keeping balloting to only U.S. citizens, we've audited it here in Georgia. The federal government has audited. We're talking about a few dozen out of 1 billion votes cast being by non-citizens under a variety of circumstances. Such a small fraction of a fraction of 1%.
Right.
It's not millions, as the president is alleged in California.
And it's not something like these are the things that I see you're doing as a Republican Party, which infuriates me, because you're listening to a hardcore small group of loud voices. I agree with election integrity. Here in Georgia, we handled that 2 years ago. So it's done. It's finished business. Now let's go on to the things that really matter. But you're focused on this, but you're still not fixing the everyday kitchen table
it's
issues
xenophobia,
of people.
Shelley. I mean, I'm a white man of Irish, Scotch-Irish European descent. You're from Jamaica.
Right. My family is, right.
Right.
Don't have ICE come checking for me.
I don't like the way this country is getting, where just because you don't look like me, somehow you're not an American. That is such BS that I can't begin to, in a clean way, without dropping
getting us
into
both
something.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Bill Crane, I got to go to break.
All right.
How do people find out more and read your stuff? One Man's
Opinion is available here on WSBRadio.com, as well as a number of other outlets, or you can subscribe to it for free from Substack. I'm usually on WSB Television 2 or 3 times a week around 6:17. And if you Google Bill Crane, political analyst, you'll have more than enough content to keep you busy for a nice rainy afternoon.
Absolutely. Bill Crane, my friend. We'll see you again Friday, because there's going to be news this week. You're not going to ditch us, are you?
No, I'm not going to ditch you.
I'm
not going to be,
because I want to tell you what happened on Friday. At the break, I said, coming up next, Bill Crane joins us, as you know, every Friday. And I watched, and I watched, and I waited, and I waited.
Do I get to answer this?
Yes, go ahead.
So my daughter and I were on our week's vacation. We went to Orlando and hopped the parks. The first Friday, we couldn't get a cell phone signal as we were driving through Turner County, which is a dead spot, really. The second Friday, the more recent one, I literally drove my daughter home, dropped her to her mother's, went back, unloaded the car, and passed out. Just fell asleep.
That's okay.
Completely free. So my bad.
That's all right.
I apologize.
Yeah, you've been on an apology tour all day
and
long.
I also dipped out on the Eric Von Hessler's Tuesday. So yeah, I've been on an apology tour afternoon.
My man, Bill Crane. Love to have you, brother. Love having you
on.
If
I make the mistake, I own it.
You do.
Take
you
care.
do. Oh, I still owe you. We got to get.
We'll get the dinner on the calendar.
Yeah, we get the dinner on the
Luciano's, the Italian place.
All right.
Take care.
Talk to you soon. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.